Alright, in this video I'm going to be talking about my experience eating a whole raw chicken just about a year and a half ago on Christmas Day 2023. Incredible experience, and I realized that I never really spoke much about it afterwards. I had a few people that were more close to me ask me about it, but didn't really say anything openly or publicly about my experience. And it's a pretty unique thing to do, and I think a lot of people that I know personally might think that I did it for attention, and I know that a lot of other people that have eaten raw meat or still do eat raw meat and post their experiences online get a lot of comments talking about how they've done it for attention. And I know in my heart it was never for attention, but I can totally understand why people might view it that way. For me, it was much more an experiment and a sharing of that experiment with others, and whether or not others want to follow, whether that be blind following or informed following, I think it can open up a lot of people's minds to question what it is that we've been told. And it's also not a statement of saying that everything we've been told is inherently a lie or not true. If that were the case, then we couldn't trust anyone, and I think most people at least trust someone or some people in their lives. So anyway, with all that said, I will put up the only clip I could actually find other than there's an Instagram live, which I can link my Instagram on this channel as well if you kind of want to look at it. You have to scroll way back, but there's a live that's saved somewhere where I'm eating the whole thing. But I'll put up a little, just a video of the chicken that I ate. So I ate a mid-quality chicken. It was, I think it was organic. But other than organic, it wasn't anything special. It wasn't pasture raised. I think it may have been water chilled, which is not good. There's probably a little bit of chlorine in it, but we're going to ignore all that. So what prompted this choice to experiment with raw chicken specifically was a few people online, which I know, listen to people online, whatever. And they had eaten raw chicken. There was this guy named Joshua Rayner who actually ate a whole raw chicken a few years before I tried it. And I was just seeing more and more of these people, sure, some of them might be doing it just to get views, and I totally respect that and I get it, but it's how many, there's so many people eating raw chicken and none of them are getting sick. And I was looking more into terrain theory and germ theory and just understanding if we can do raw beef that's of good quality, why can't we do raw chicken that's of good quality? And then even questioning how much the quality matters in terms of getting sick or not. Obviously, better quality is better for a multitude of reasons, but it seemed like even the quality didn't have a huge effect on whether or not one would get symptoms of either getting sick or a detoxification process or whatever. So my experience was honestly not anything extraordinary. I had already been eating smaller amounts of raw chicken leading up to this. The texture is very similar to maybe raw salmon or other raw fish, but without that kind of fishy flakiness. The chicken just kind of has a whole continuous texture to it. There isn't really that fibrous flakiness of fish, but otherwise the texture is very similar to fish. The flavor is very, very bland. If you've ever had raw beef, you know that compared to cooked beef or a cooked steak, the raw beef is very, very low in flavor, and chicken is even lower than that. So it's really just a blank canvas of raw flesh, and it's really not too bad. I think I put a little bit of lemon on it while I was eating it. Some people were saying that was cheating or cooking it. I've eaten plenty of raw chicken without anything other than maybe some salt and sometimes no salt on it. So the lemon was definitely not helping with any potential danger with it. In terms of digestion and feeling afterwards, I kind of got that post-Thanksgiving sleepiness feeling. I ended up taking a nap for 90 minutes or so right after. And then after that nap, I woke up feeling a little bit euphoric, which is a fairly common experience for a lot of people that eat raw meat, especially if you eat a substantial amount. You kind of just get this buzzy, euphoric feeling for a few hours, and I've heard people get that even more intensely when it comes to high meat or fermented meats, but this chicken was by no means fermented. So all in all, very normal. It had little to no effect on digestion. Life went on as if essentially nothing happened, and I can only say good things. Nothing bad happened. And I don't know who exactly is going to be watching this video, but I will tag as many Instagram and YouTube accounts below that could be resources to look further into regarding why this is actually not dangerous, potentially, why there may or may not be benefits to it, and really just my aim with it when I was doing this a year and a half ago, not just for myself, but for others, is to just have more curiosity beyond what it is that we think to be true. There's so many things that, we're told to be true out there. It could be that, raw eggs are dangerous because of salmonella or E. coli, or raw chicken is dangerous, or that tap water is safe, or that certain injections are totally normal, or totally healthy, or totally natural, and it should be encouraged from a young age, or that vaping is better than smoking, or all sorts of things that we're told from such a young age. And I think we live in a time where it's so normal to go about day-to-day life it's not even just not about questioning, but not even having the curiosity to go beyond the norm. And if you've watched the movie, I believe it's called Idiocracy, I've seen parts of it, I really can see how we're turning towards that level of unawareness of our surroundings, where a future where artificial intelligence takes over so much, not necessarily in like a dystopian sort of way, but more like AI takes over so much that we have little to no awareness of how things actually work, whether it be in the body or in nature or in society, and we rely solely on what it is we've been told, whether that comes through textbooks or officials, or in the case of the future, AI. And we rely solely on that to differentiate fact from fiction. And we're losing that ability to just try things for ourselves. And I think what sparked this video right now for me was actually something that Alex Hormozi just put up on his story. Let me find it to quote it word for word. It's a quote from Jocko Willink, I believe. Why can I not find Hormozi? There it is. The quote is, or maybe it was here it is, the post. Besides death, all failure is psychological. Now, in the case of what I'm talking about here, this could be reworded as besides death, all, sickness or all damage, whatever it might be, is psychological. Now, a lot of people might disagree with that. It's like, you could damage yourself in other ways. I don't think it's going to happen with raw chicken, raw beef, raw eggs, anything like that. You might disagree. You might find an article saying otherwise. In my experience and the experience of thousands of other people, that's not the case. So I saw this as just an opportunity to learn more for myself. And I think Mark Bell has been talking a lot about this as well, where people are bashing him for his new diet approach with a high carbohydrate intake. And people are coming at him with all the science, saying like, carbs are actually bad for XYZ, whatever reason. And Mark Bell just keeps coming back to like, until you've tried it, you cannot knock it. Whether that's with diet, diet's a big one. There's a million other things that could fit into that. Education style, religion, sports, training methods, whatever. Until you try it or fully experience it, you can't fully knock it. And I think that's something I will take with me till the day I die. If you're afraid of something like raw chicken or raw beef, then that's fine. There's no need to try something that in your heart you believe is going to do damage to you. But if you are at a point or at a stage where you've done some research, you've looked into, terrain theory, is bacteria the root cause of disease or not? And you're open to the idea of raw chicken either being beneficial or simply not harmful, or beef or eggs or whatever it might be, then I think it's a great opportunity to learn more and test things for yourself. So yeah, that's that. Like I said, I'll put a bunch of links down below, as many as I can think of right now. It's almost midnight, and excited to see, if other people are willing to explore, willing to question what it is we've been told. I'm not saying raw chicken is a delicious meal, or that I haven't had it actually probably in like a few months. I had like a small piece at one point. It's just a tool in the toolbox. That's all it is. There's a interesting feeling knowing that you're like unlocking more tools or unlocking more, you could say, abilities. As weird as that sounds, to have an ability to eat a raw chicken, but that's really what it is. It's just more tools, more awareness, more knowledge, more experience, and more confirmation of ideas that may not be held by everyone, but you've tested them and you're aware of the truth, and you're aware of what does and doesn't work and what is and isn't true. So hope this inspires someone. If you have any questions, thoughts, ideas, feedback, I would love to hear it down below.